everybody, it's Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, however you celebrate it. We're going to do a best of for 2024. This is going to be a combination of movies, TV shows, games. I'm going to do a top 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. I got 8 on my negative list. I got a few on my still want to see list. And then we'll talk about some of the stuff that's coming out next year. So, we're going to start off with my top 10 movies for the year. In no particular order. So it's not like 1 to 10 rated. But the 10 best films I've seen this year were Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, a documentary that had a very limited theatrical release. It's currently available to stream on HBO Max, I believe. But a really powerful documentary about what happened, obviously, with Chris Reeve, the accident, the aftermath, and how he lived with it. Very, very good documentary. A must see, in my opinion. Bring the Kleenex. I cried hard. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. Next up would be Deadpool and Wolverine. Obviously. I mean, come on. Seriously. It was basically just fast food cinema. That's the way I classify it. A lot of fun, a lot of jokes, a lot of action, a lot of violence, and good pace to it, and just an overall enjoyable movie. Obviously, there were the stories that made the rounds of little kids going to see this, and it didn't turn out too well. So one lady said that her 10-year-olds were traumatized after seeing this. I'm like, why would you take a 10-year-old to this? Like, have you no idea at all about anything with movies? Like, come on. Do a little research, parents. Next up, Gladiator 2. I know this movie got shit on a lot by a bunch of online critics and some of the actual film critics themselves that work for the big rags and stuff like that. Some people said it was just a rehash of the first movie. Kind of, sort of. But was it enjoyable? Very much so. I had a great time with the movie. I went in with pretty low expectations. I'll put it that way. I'm a big fan of the original film, the 2000 release Gladiator with Russell Crowe. Still one of the best films ever made. If you have a 4K player, definitely worth the 4K upgrade. Brilliant film, won the Oscar in 2000 for Best Picture. This movie, 25 years later, was it too late? Maybe. I like the way they kind of tied it all together in the grand scheme of things, though. The acting across the board was solid. Denzel, Joseph Quinn, Pedro, Paul Mescal, Connie Nielsen, you name it. I really enjoyed the movie. It's currently available. It just dropped on digital yesterday. The Blu-ray 4K release is going to be March 4th of this year, but it is available to rent or buy on iTunes. If you've got any curiosity about it, I would recommend checking it out. Again, I really enjoyed it. I did post a review on the channel right when it came out. Not many people watched it for some reason. I'm not sure. Something about subscribers. I just don't seem to have that many. Not sure how. But anyway, back to the list here. Next one up is The Apprentice. Yes, the Donald Trump movie with Sebastian Stan and Jeremy Strong. I can't stand the orange julep, but that being said, this movie was brilliant. What did it for me was Stan didn't play Trump as a caricature like it was on SNL or something. So you really got into the nitty gritty, like the dirty shit that went on behind the scenes that fucking everybody knows about pretty much, but nobody seems to talk about it. It's kind of like working at Harvey Weinstein's studio. But anyway, strong performances by both the leads. Maria Bakalova, who was Borat's daughter and Cosmo in Guardians, plays Ivana Trump. Rest in peace. She's buried on the fucking in the rough off the 9th fairway of his fucking golf course somewhere. Like, goddamn piece of shit. Really a good movie though. I think it's available to stream on certain platforms, um, but well worth checking out. I thought the acting performances were amazing, even if you don't like Trump, which I really don't. It's well worth seeing. Next up, Dune Part Two. This was one of the few films I saw in the theater this year. The other one being Deadpool and Wolverine, and one of the ones coming up too. But Dune Part Two, wow, what a visual masterpiece! Denis Villeneuve, um, if he doesn't get at least a nomination for Best Director for this one, I like, come on. They're making a third one. The script's already in place. Figuring out the logistics of it all. So we are getting a part three. It's going to be based on the Dune Messiah book, apparently. But I mean, the way they left the second one, oh, there's a bunch of shit that could go on. But amazing film, visually epic. See it on the biggest screen possible if you got the chance to. Surround sound, the sound of design, the production design, cinematography, the acting across the board, amazing. I was never really able to get into the Dune books. I tried reading them as a kid, and it just, oh my god, it was like slog, slog, slog. But I've really enjoyed both movies, Dune Part One and Two, and it doesn't skimp from what I've got friends who are like super Dune got people, um, like I am Star Wars. They're Dune, so I got the gist from them saying, they didn't really cut out too much. There's a couple of things from the books they didn't add in, but it's not an end of the world kind of thing. So the movies really do cover the story well, and they're long. I'll give you that. They're like 2 hours 40. But like I said, it's just a masterpiece of visual, audio, acting, the whole nine yards. Next up, this one's kind of weird. It came out in 2023 in very limited release and didn't really hit stateside until 2024, and that's Godzilla Minus One. So I had no idea about this movie. I figured, it's Godzilla. Okay, let's check it out. It really, like, this movie had like a $15 million budget, and it was incredible. The movie focuses more on the human side of things than the monster. Like, Godzilla obviously shows up and wrecks shit a few times throughout the movie, but it focuses much more on the relationship between this kamikaze pilot who kind of like chickened out and didn't want to fucking go through with it, the war, and got back home, and his home had been destroyed by the Hiroshima bombs and all that shit. He runs into this girl who's taking care of this baby, and they kind of form this bond, like almost a family unit, moving forward. And then Godzilla attacking the city, and a whole bunch of them all get together. The logistics of figuring out what we're gonna do, but really great film. It is in Japanese with English subtitles, obviously. I think you can get a dubbed version. It's available on 4K and Blu-ray now. Um, there is a Godzilla Minus One Minus Color, which in certain select editions of the physical media, you'll get the movie in black and white. I don't have that one myself, but it's a pretty neat concept. They did the same kind of thing with Logan. They had a black and white version of that included with the Blu-ray 4K, so you can watch it. This makes a whole different kind of feel of a movie, like old 50s, 40s, 50s style kind of thing. But especially with Godzilla, because the original movies were in the 50s, and most of them were in black and white to begin with, so kind of a neat twist there. Next up, another one that was kind of a 2023, 2024. It got released at TIFF, um, Toronto International Film Festival, for those who don't know, in 2023, September, and then got a US release in March of 2024. A very limited release, though. The movie is Knox Goes Away, starring Michael Keaton, Al Pacino, James Marsden, directed by Michael Keaton. The gist of the movie was Keaton plays a hitman who's suffering from rapid onset dementia and basically fucking up his whole life. Really strong performances across the board, and great directing job by Keaton. He apparently wanted to have the film in the credits show his birth name, because his birth name is Michael Douglas. Um, he switched it to Keaton years ago. There's stories galore online. Sometimes one said that he just skimmed through a phone book and said, "Boom, there." Other people say that he picked it up via Diane Keaton, whatever story you want to believe. But a really good movie. Like I said, strong performances across the board. Good kind of crime thriller. Sort of felt like Memento kind of vibes along the way. But definitely worth checking out. You can get it on Blu-ray now. I think it might be streaming. Not up in Canada because it's a Lionsgate release. For some reason, they don't like us. The new Kevin Smith movie, the 4:30 movie, same problem. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. Um, Next up, another one I saw in the theaters, thanks to the wife. Wicked Part One. Oh God, first part. Uh, Keep in mind the first part is as long as the entire Broadway show. They do put in some filler along the way. I've seen the Broadway show twice. Um, it's good, not my favorite, but strong performances though by Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. Visual eye candy. We went and saw it in 3D. Don't bother. I don't know if it was the cinema we were in, but there was no 3D ishness to it at all. Nothing like really popping out in your face sort of thing. There were times where I took the glasses off and I couldn't even tell if the screen was in 3D. So I don't know. Whatever. We got passes. But yeah, it's making a whole shit ton of money. Part two comes out next November, so we've got the second act of the movie, the show, to get through now. What do we got next? Twisters, the sequel to the 1997 movie. Oh, this is gonna bug me. The one with Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt. Twisters, obviously, as the title implies, more fucking tornadoes. Yep. It's a fun movie. Kind of a like like Scorsese said, these movies are turning into like theme park rides. It did give that kind of vibe to it. Is that bad? No. It's basically your typical popcorn movie. Decent visual effects, shit getting torn apart and tornadoes everywhere. And it was like, there's two of them now. I was like, oh my god, how could I have guessed? Pretty fun movie though. It's available to watch on Prime now and available on physical as well. Last on the list, that would be Alien Romulus. Um, had high hopes for this one, right from the get go of the trailer. Fede Alvarez directing. I haven't seen the Don't Breathe movies. I don't think. No, I haven't. I should probably watch those. But I remember his work from the Evil Dead remake in 2013. Oh my god, that was a great one. Aside from the fact they killed the dog. Shit. Spoilers. 10-year-old movie, whatever. Alien Romulus, though, kind of it's. They said it's set between Alien and Aliens in the timeline, but the crew of crew of scavengers um, board this like space station that's run by the Weyland-Yutani thing, and obviously they end up cracking open a bunch of facehugger eggs, and all hell goes to shit from there. Well shot movie, pretty good action, good suspense. The ending really got people kind of because it does kind of twist back into the Prometheus Alien Covenant side of things. I'm not going to go into too many spoilers here, just in case anyone hasn't seen this. But a bit of a divisive ending, but an overall fun movie. Well shot, like I said. Some good camera work, some good physical actual props for the aliens and not CGI monstrosities running across the screen for the most. No, even yeah, I think that yeah, whatever. Um, Worth checking out too. Physical media is available. I'm not sure about streaming. I think it's on. If it goes on, it'll be Disney because it's a. No, it's a Fox movie. I don't know, but it's been out on physical for a while. You can probably find it streaming from somewhere or other. But yeah, worth checking out if you're a fan of the franchise. You could do a hell of a lot worse than Alien Romulus. As for top TV shows for this year, don't watch a lot of TV shows at all, other than like home garden TV and shit, like from upstairs for whatever reason. Wife's got it on, and it's like, oh look, home improvement. Let's rental this house. That sort of shit. The two shows that I did really get into though, and thoroughly enjoyed, were Shrinking, which is on Apple TV. Obviously, Jason Segel, Harrison Ford, comedy series from the creators of Ted Lasso. Two seasons already available to stream. Season three is going to be made sometime in the future, but really good show. Like I said to a friend of mine, I'm like, I laugh and I cry every episode, without fail. But definitely worth checking out if you haven't a subscription to Apple TV. Then you can definitely stream those. Check them out though. The other one is now a defunct series, was Superman and Lois. They had their last hurrah season this year, and that's it. That's all for that show, because they've got the Superman James Gunn movie coming up, and they don't want to confuse people too much. Even though we've got Robert Pattinson Batman, and we're gonna have a DCU Batman, so not sure about that. But the series wrapped up this year, a couple of months ago. Oh, I wept at the ending. The finale episode was, oh my god, so good. Um, Really solid. They did 4 seasons altogether, all available on Blu-ray, DVD. I think they stream on Max in the States. I'm not sure, but yeah, that was a great show, great series. Had a lot of fun with every episode. Solid performances by Tyler Hoechlin as Clark slash Superman, and Bitsy Tulloch for Lois. Alex Garfin as Jordan, from the through and through, and then I think Michael Bishop ended up playing Jonathan. They did a switcheroo. Jordan Elsis was playing him, and then he dropped out. So season 3, somewhere along the way, they switched the actor to play Jonathan. But I had a lot of fun with that show, though. R.I.P. the CW. That's the end of that, along with Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, and stuff. So let's get to the movies for the year. Ones that I really didn't think too much of. This one, first one here, kind of is a letdown because I had high hopes for it. Beetlejuice just didn't do it for me. I think it's just the fact that they took too long to do the sequel. If they'd done it, like the original came out in '89, so if they'd done a sequel in like 2000, 2005, somewhere around there, but I don't know. The jokes didn't hit for me. Michael Keaton's barely in it. Like Beetlejuice is like cameo appearances in this one. But weird story, weird, like some of it reminded me of the Ghostbusters movie, The Frozen Empire. That also came out this year. That's neither on my top or bottom list. That's just like one of those movies that came and went. Beetlejuice though, had high hopes. Tim Burton coming back with Keaton, but yeah, didn't do it for me, guys. Next one would be the Roadhouse remake. They put Jake Gyllenhaal in. Oh my god, that, like, there were a couple of cool fights in the movie, but there's no reason you need to remake this film. I rewatched I got the original Roadhouse with Swayze from '89 on 4K, and I watched it a while back now, but it still holds up. This was just an absolutely unnecessary remake, that just didn't need to be there. Next one, also had high hopes for this, was The Fall Guy, with Gosling. Looked like it was going to be fun. It was just kind of a stupid, dumb movie the whole way through, and I don't know. You The lower expectations you have with these movies, I think nowadays, guys, is probably the better bet, because some of the garbage they've been cranking out is just unreal. Speaking of which, the next one, I didn't even go see this, just based on reviews, but Joker Folie à Deux. Oh my god, like, the reviews were just horrible. And the box office, like, what was it, $200 million it made off of, and the first one made $1 billion? Like, holy shit. Another one I didn't watch, and I'm probably not sad that I didn't watch it. It was The Crow. Another one where it's like, oh Jesus, why are we doing this? Why the the original Crow came out on 4K this year also. It still holds up. There was absolutely no reason for this movie ever to be made at all. Period. Poor Bill Skarsgård. Like he's a good actor, but he needs a new agent. Like the fucking like I'm hoping Nosferatu is gonna be good, but this one, wow, my god, yeah, no. This next one I didn't see this either. I just Borderlands. The fact that it went from theater to digital in 6 days, ooh, that says everything. Um, that was just an absolute travesty. I mean, people are like, "Well, they can't make a good video game movie." Yeah, that proves it. But I mean, the Fallout show on Amazon was really good. This was just from the reviews I've seen, from just the clips I've seen. I mean, I never even really played the game. I might have tried out like a demo of it or something. But yeah, this was like panned hard from across the board. Next two, I did see, regrettably. Red One, the Rock with Chris Evans. Um, Santa Claus gets kidnapped. The world's best tracker with Santa's head of security team up to track him down. It's like, sounds okay. Oh my god, it was trash. Absolute junk. CGI just everywhere. Just dumb jokes. Mid action scenes. I mean, just yeah. It was hit theaters for like a week or two, and then it went straight to Prime right now. So if you want to watch it, it's on Prime, but I wouldn't recommend it. Last one on the list was Madam Web. Ooh, God. This was probably, along with what happened to Craven movie, the reason why they're saying Sony's saying now they're going to stop making these Spider-Man spin-offs because they just all fucking suck. It's this one was terrible though. Like it was looked like it got stitched together with a freaking Cuisinart in the editing room. It was so bad that Dakota Johnson was like, "I'm never doing another superhero movie again." For the love of God, no. Um, just a terrible, terrible, terrible film. It got memed to hell. Um, Even the Blu-rays are sitting in the discount bins and nobody's buying them. I, being the kind of movie collector I am, where I consider them like almost baseball cards, this is a movie that I'm going to be hard pressed to pick up to add to any sort of superhero section that I've got. And I own Morbius, so. Mm. However, that only costs $5. Anyway, um, yeah, so that's basically off the top of my head the worst movies I can think of from this year. Some of my favorites, maybe in your worst, and vice versa. But gaming wise, the main game that I've been playing lately that I'm still struggling my way through is the Indiana Jones game, which I was kind of hesitant about when I first saw the trailers and stuff in like first person view. Um, it takes getting used to, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually a lot of fun. Um, some pretty good combat. I mean, it's basically just pick up whatever you can on the map and smash the Nazi bastard in the head with it. Be it shovel, toilet plunger. I picked one of those up. I'm like, can you please like make it Looney Tunes where you just go up and plunger it on his face? No, you just crack him over the head with it. A lot of fun though. The game's free on Game Pass if you have Xbox Game Pass, so that's worth checking out. That's that and like NHL, and I'm still playing PGA and Rock Band 4. Holy shit! Yeah, I got one. Well, I posted a review months back about the Riffmaster guitars, so I picked up one of those for Rock Band, reinstalled it, and 600 something songs. And it's like, well, it's still fun to play. But couple of movies, the few movies that are on my need to see list: Heretic, Megalopolis, even though I heard it absolutely sucked. I'm just curious as hell to see what the hell Coppola's doing to crank out a 4 hour movie that's like avant garde art, weird deco, something. I don't know what the hell it is. And Longlegs, I've heard a lot about, so I'm gonna have to check that out too. Heretic, I want to see what oh fuck Hugh Grant can do as a villain. That looks like a good time. So yeah, there's my top and bottoms for the year. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought were your top or bottoms, movie-wise, game-wise, shows, what have you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Do the guy a Christmas favor. Subscribe, like the video, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.